Hey everybody, Dan with Crappie Dan magazine with the tip of the month. I want to talk a little bit about catching fish in this latter part of the summer, first part of the fall. Some places are already cooling down. We've got our first little wave here. I wanted to just talk about what we do during this particular month, and there's a lot of different tactics and techniques, and a couple of them are with spider rigging, but there's one right now that's really hot, and that is pulling cranks either behind the boat without any planer boards or pulling it with planer boards. And the difference is, if you're just pulling the cranks and you're not using any other apparatus to get that crankbait down, then that bait's only going to go as deep as that crankbait is designed to run. But if we can use something called planer boards, we can not only run them out the back end of the boat or out the sides of the boat, but they'll go out as far as you want them to go out, away from the boat, so you can cover more water, and it allows you to go in and to catch some of those fish at different depths. You can go as deep as 30, 40, 50, 60 feet if you want to. But if those fish are found to be about 10 feet or down, no matter what depth, you can go in and use this rig to catch those fish. And what we have here is we have a B&M pole I'm using. This is what I'm using, BGJP's 8-footers. And these particular ones are rigged with a Mitchell reel. And we have also the main line at 10-pound test, and it's a highly visible line. It won't matter that this is highly visible because the fish aren't going to see this line anyway. And down below it we have what's called a tadpole. This is a weight. It's called a #1 tadpole. This particular size by Offshore Tackle is got that edge on it, and it will dive for you, pull that bait down for you as you pull it through the water. So not only do you have the action of the crankbait or bait that you're using and the process that you're using, but you also have this diving down and taking you down to deeper depths. Then you put your leader on about 3 feet, and you'll put your bait of choice behind it. In this case, I'm using a Roadrunner with a Bobby Garland Swim R. That's a monkey milk right there. And what we did with this, I was just out on the water, is we pulled this thing behind the boat using the planer boards. And what we do is we'll come up here above this weight, this tadpole, and we will calculate the amount of line that we have to put out to get that bait further out away from the boat and as deep as those fish are. And this is one of the offshore planer boards that you see here. We'll clip the line to both places, and when we get a fish on there, that flag will go down, and then we will set enough pressure on this particular planer board so that line will release out of this front clip. When that happens, this will slide and you can reel that fish in very, very easily. Now, the other way that we use is not just with the planer board. We also use crankbaits with this method, and you can use it on your favorite lake right now because all those fish are suspending right now, feeding on shad for the fall. We will use this bait here. That's a Johnson shad crank. There are other baits out there that you can use as well. The reason we like this is that it is made for trolling anywhere from 0.6 to 2.6 miles per hour. We're going to pull somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.2 miles per hour when we go after these fish. And we found that also if we double jig them, we can put doubles on this instead of just a single. We can put a crankbait on the bottom and a jig on the top and run them that way. They work very efficiently, and sometimes we'll catch 2 fish at a time doing that. So just another tool to put in your arsenal for catching these fish in the late summer, early fall, and you're going to catch these fish out there suspended chasing these shad, and they're getting fatter for the winter time. I'm Dan with Crappie Dan magazine. Go out and try this, and be sure to check out our website because we'll have more info on this in coming months and in the magazine. You have a great day.